Happy One Wheel Wednesday, everybody. My name is Scott Mendenhall. Welcome to the new space. It's the same people, just a new space. It's officially done. Now we have some tweaks to do. We still have to get some branding things up, posters and things of that nature. But welcome to the studio. We're stoked on it. It's warm but cold outside. Our hearts are warm, but the outside is snowing and breezy. This is the Scott Mendenhall and Friends One Wheel Podcast. Today we are talking about, will the new Onewheel GTS destroy the Vesque? Is it the Vesque destroyer? That's the topic of today. Plus so much more. We're going to go through some of the top 10 Halloween costumes that we've seen posted on the internet. Not just this year, but through the years as you stroll through the old Instagram and things of that nature. We're going to give you the top 10 costumes on a one wheel. Pretty stoked to bring you that. We're going to talk about the GTS. It's new, it's hot, it's fresh. Oh, it's going to be so good. And we're going to talk about the GOAT tire, which is, we got so much we're covering today, guys. So exciting. We got my beloved wife, Scott Mendenhall and Friends, and my wife, but she's my friend as well, right here wearing the appropriate tire. How you doing, Hal?
I'm doing great. You know it. It's the day after October 31st, and bring all things Christmas.
Oh, yeah, she's got a candy cane mug. You've got your flannel shirt going.
Yeah, it's time.
Okay. All right, and then we got Lily rocking the Scott Mendenhall and Friends jersey over here.
Hi, and I have my own skateboards. I picked them.
Yes, she did.
I did.
Well, no, okay, you keep mentioning that, but then why did you pick them? Because that would be the question.
Because Oscar Mayer Wiener, I'm formerly Lily Wiener. Not anymore, but I got
That's
married.
not Oscar Mayer Wiener. That's a play on.
It's a play on it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I get where she's going.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And then we got a girl skateboard right here. We like the brand because she's a girl. That's me. And then pizza. Who doesn't love pizza?
Yeah,
I also may or may not have a tattoo of pizza, so it just made sense.
She does. She may or may. I can confirm that she does.
may.
I do got to point out though, you're back to your board on the Oscar Mayer Wiener deal. It's the play is bologna. That's a piece of bologna. Hence the D.
Yeah, but
G,
Oscar
K.
Mayer makes bologna
Yeah,
and.
Oscar
I know
Mayer
that.
Wiener.
I know that. I
Oscar
know
Mayer
that.
bologna. It's the same brand.
It is. I got you. I'm just making sure you know what meat is behind you in a sense. So just going there.
Yeah,
real quick.
I know what meat is behind
Okay,
me.
I just
I'd like
making
to
sure.
talk to Wade Desarmo
And ask what's.
and ask why he chose to do that.
Yeah, that's just okay.
You could ask a lot of things about skate decks.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, we are the title of the video today. Will the new Onewheel GT destroy Vesque? Some of you already said no. Some have offered up your other thoughts. So we're really stoked to get on the topic. It is a brand new Onewheel. Let's just throw up the picture of this GTS that dropped out of seemingly nowhere.
Yeah, it felt like
last
that.
Friday. It felt like on Thursday it was announced, and then bam, here it is, the GTS. Here it is in its full glory right there. Right there.
Pretty.
I want one.
25 miles an hour top speed, 16 to 25 miles range, 113 volt drivetrain, reduced weight, factory tuned, imported Japanese bearings right there. That is something else right there. That Tiffany blue, I don't know if they're actually coming out and they called it Tiffany blue yet, but I'm a fan of that blue. Overall, ladies, let's go with impressions on just the looks and the vibe you've seen. What's your thoughts?
Like to a noob, I would say it looks very similar to the GT. Like someone who's like just interested in one wheels and doesn't really know the difference, it looks very similar.
Okay.
I thought it said GTS on the side rail.
It does.
It should. I thought it did too.
That one
Probably
on
on
the
the
other
other side,
On the other
perhaps.
side. The other
potentially.
Oh, it says S series. That's what
Yeah.
it says. So it's not. It is GTS, but it's GTS series.
S series.
I think it's really sharp looking. And I think that's, I'm not surprised by One Wheel that they. Not that I don't think they were expecting, they being Future Motion. I think they were expecting like something to evolve when they first created it. But like this is an up and coming sport. I think everybody would agree in that. So I'm not surprised that they're looking for a performance board, and here it is.
And here it is. I love that and we're going on looks here. I know, like, to me, looks matter. I think it looks sleek. I think what keeps me always going to like an iPhone is because I think the look of it is better than other pieces of technology. I know looks are up to the eye of the beholder in a sense, but I love that we're getting right out of the factory black rails. I like that. Now, I want rail guards to be able to protect it, and so that I don't have it all messed up. But nonetheless, the looks overall, I love that it comes with a stock, like the tire is not stock. It's their performance tire.
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
I'm stoked on that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is that a selling point for the GTS series because it comes with the it comes with their treaded performance, not just the stock? Like, is that like,
I don't
ooh.
feel like that alone is a selling point, but I think it adds to it. I think the selling point is like the torque, the speed, the power.
Yeah, I think again, this has been our opinion on it, and we're going to move on and come back to it to talk about Vesque and all those things. We're just right now talking about the GTS. I think that you look at the GTS and immediately, I think they even, I don't have insider information here. I'm just going off of like when iPhones release an S version.
Yeah.
So you get 1 year it's the 11, the next year it's 11S. I think this year it's the 15. So last year was the 14S. You always were offered an S option, which says next year, this is just this halfway to the next, whatever the next is. So I feel like the S series, I could be very wrong on it, but if they're going to go after like what phone companies do, the S could mean this is just step one of
series.
This is halfway to where we're actually trying to get.
Okay, so then go to price point. Is it worth getting?
Yes,
because
so
I'm going to say it is.
Because you're right. You say
lot.
that if it's a step, which great job on companies for making steps like that, but then you're just getting the part of it. Like, why not wait till the next?
I think I think you've got to understand with the $3,200. Yes, it's a lot of money. I mean, a lot of us have to sell like an organ to be able to get something of that nature. But I think you're getting a lot for it. When you're coming, the GT itself is $2,400. Okay, just do the math. And Lily, maybe you can help us do the math going to the one. Okay, so $2,400. Now, what are you getting in the add-on of the GTS? You're getting the performance tire. I don't remember the cost of the performance tire, Lily, so help us with that.
At least $100.
I think, yeah, $100 there, so that puts you at $2,500. Okay, then you're getting new flat kicks. I don't know what they're calling them anymore.
Performance tires $125.
$125 plus the new GT foot pads. Can you pick up those yet, Lily?
The low boys $175.
$175. So now you've just added $200. So that's $2,600.
Yeah, you're at $2,600.
Right.
But then that's not to speak on like the new controller, the new motor.
Right. We're just gonna still what you can
that.
add to it. You have the bearings. Let's just call that $75.
Okay.
For the new
The
upgraded
Japanese bearing.
Yeah, the upgraded bearings in it. Now all of a sudden, you're
$2,675.
Okay, so almost $2,700. Now you throw in the other things we're talking about, the motor being completely redone, the controller being different. Now all of a sudden, you can see how it's not that big of a jump.
Because of what comes.
What's on it? So
Yeah.
like if you're like, I'm going to hold on my GT and I'm going to make a version of this, you're still spending $200, $250 to get your GT to have the low boy foot pads, your performance tire. You're going to have a little bit of add-on to that. And so I think it's priced pretty well. I think it's a bit of the Ferrari of the car industry. I think it's, why do you purchase? Because you want the top end. I think this is created for everyone.
I think even a couple people have commented on this in the chat that for it to be out of the box, ready to go, like, yes, that's awesome. You got to be willing to want it have it out of the box, as opposed to the Vesque. Like, you got to do that yourself. You got to create it yourself. So I think that is probably the biggest selling part of the GTS series is that it's out of the box. Performance
ready to go. And then again, we have let's everybody wants to get straight to the topic, and I got lots of other things I want to talk about. Well, we're getting okay.
The chat is blowing. I mean, they're all about this.
Will the Onewheel GTS destroy Vesque?
I have a feeling everyone that's sharing their opinion are Vesque riders.
It feels like that. Like Nico's in there.
I want to know that. Well, obviously the PEV, fix my PEV. You're probably a Vesque rider.
Yeah, they say, what's up, Scott and friends? To answer your question, it's a great out-of-the-box product, but it will not destroy Vesque. Nico wrote a comment like that earlier. Interesting to hear other people's thoughts, and I can't keep up with it all moving. Thank you for all the kind compliments of the new studio. Like I said, we have some open real estate that would be willing to support any one-wheel brands. We've left the center
Easy
open.
there. There's a whole lot of weird one-wheel brands out
Yeah,
there.
well, we could still deny them. They have to go through our protocol here.
You
But
got to be interviewed.
yeah, we still do have our Dirt Servers banner that needs to go up and things of that nature. So we just haven't got to those pieces as we've been putting cameras up and things of that nature. But I love this conversation.
Yep.
I do have an opinion in this, and I'm not going to get to it right away. I will share my thoughts on this. I think if you remember the movie, was it Ford versus Ferrari? You ever see the movie, Lil?
Nope.
What? It's so good with Matt Damon and
No.
Isn't it?
oh no, who played Batman in The Dark Knight?
I just-
Can't think of it. Anyways, you remember the movie?
Yeah.
It's all the movie's based on what happened in history, where Ford and Ferrari competed to have the fastest racing car that could lay down a phenomenal time in the 24-hour race. You're starting to get that vibe here between the Vesque, and I know that's an operating system, and the Vesque still needs. I know it's in the works, but Vesque still needs one-wheel products. And yes, you have float wheel out there, but still, you need the ideas for... I just feel like this is pushing innovation faster. So I do feel like a Ford, Ferrari kind of thing going on. Who's going to be the fastest this race season?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. And I think it's also, we talk about the board a lot, that it is, like this is awesome to have a board coming out of the box that's performance ready, because me being the performer on that is going to ride that very differently than Austin Silva. So it does come down to the rider as well. And it'll be really fun to see what those pro riders are going to be able to do with this type of board.
Thank you, Dan Woodham, coming in with the name Christian Bell. Would be who?
Bale, Christian Bale. Yeah,
those
I
are
was
the
like
two that
Eric
went-
Banner, but
Yeah.
no, I always get those two.
Thank you so much.
You're right.
He came in clutch there. Dan, we still do not have a clock in the room, less bound by time, but we still have not installed it. We don't really have a good spot to put a clock in here yet. Nonetheless, that's our struggle. But back to the topic, Vesque versus one wheel. And I know I'm making this probably more of a thing than like one wheel. I don't think one wheel saying that. I don't speak on behalf of one wheel. Let me say these are opinions of ours. But I think when you're talking about 113 volts out of the box, who's done that yet? I mean, I know the ladies, I'm sure you are unaware of what float wheel boasts. But no one's got a battery.
been that high.
Yeah, 113. That's a big jump. And what can you do with that? I'm waiting to see, and probably Float Life, now going to Jeff and team out there, they'll probably take apart a one wheel.
Yes, they will.
And they'll pull the motor out. They have a lot of vested interest. They want to know if that motor of the GTS will fit into a 5-inch hub, which would be phenomenal if it does. We have a 5-inch hub around here, and it is spectacularly awesome to ride. Now, the reason why you haven't seen much content, the one wheel that had the GT or that 5-inch hub had to get shipped back, had nothing to do with 5-inch hub, needed to get a little work on it, and thank you to UPS for losing said board.
Sad day.
It is. I feel a remorse that I currently don't.
Here, you know what
my
I
GT
honestly
is
thought of?
flown the coop and they have
We don't-
lost it.
You know what my honest thought was when we found out that UPS lost that package? It's starting already. We're heading into Christmas time and UPS is already losing packages.
no.
This is not good.
Not good.
See?
So we'll see what happens there. I know that's our issue to deal with. Trying to track that down.
Here's a
Yeah.
good thought for you. Tyler is in the chat, and he just comments from what he understands that high voltage is a waste of time, or is wasted and unnecessary. Really?
I think it's I mean, if it's unnecessary, I think why would we be going after it? Is other people want to put bigger batteries in, and I can't have a knowledgeable conversation very far on the conversation.
I want to
'cause-
know what it is like from what I understand. Like, share it with us. What is it that you understand that we don't? Also, someone said UPS driver is a Vesque rider 100%.
Yeah, that guy, get out of here. Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
Could be.
Could be. And so I'm waiting for that board to get back so I can get back to riding the 5-inch hub. It's a, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But Lily, will you look up float, not the float life, but float wheel, and see what they're saying their battery is on their Pro, which is I can see it on your screen.
The ADV series.
Okay,
the
here
Pro.
comes Nico.
Thank you, Nico. Seriously,
Nico's
why don't you
brilliant.
just call in Nico?
I know, we should have set that up. Nico is brilliant. So he says voltage definitely isn't everything. There's good reason Future Motion chose that voltage that aren't necessary for Vesque riders. That gets deeper though. Haha. Of course it does. Of course. I was like, wait a minute, what's he saying? Yeah, it always goes deeper when you're changing all those things.
Floaty McFly, he's in the chat. Floaty, was it my imagination? Did I see you post that you're on crutches the other day?
He broke his foot. He just said he can't ride right now because he broke his foot.
Yeah, I saw
What
that.
did he do?
First, you get all the love from One Wheel with what do you do when you have all these One Wheels and a new one comes out? You buy a new one, and then they repost you're hilarious. And then I see where you're on crutches, like costume. But Holly coming in saying you're hurt, bro. Yeah. Heal up fast. I'm so sorry to hear that. I would have loved to hear what your thoughts are on the GTS. I believe you did purchase one because that was in your story. But it would
He's probably amped.
Yeah. His quiver.
As most of those professional, very fast riders are.
I think it's going to be a fun race season. I think it's going to be a fun race season. And maybe I should repose, will the new Onewheel GTS destroy Vesque in races? I don't think it's going to destroy Vesque to make Vesque be gone. I think that's always going to be there. You're going to have those people that love to tinker around. Did you find the voltage of the ADV Pro?
Yeah, it says 84V.
Yeah, 84 volts. That was kind of the speculation that people thought One Wheel would jump to. But One Wheel then throws it again, I said it last week. I'll go back on record saying it. As much as people want to say, the 6.5-inch hub is for them to be able to create their own tires and yada, yada, yada. Thank you, Seinfeld, for that. I really think that it might be a small percentage of that, but I really think it's where they're going. And no one knows where they're going but them. You can speculate where they're going, but I think they need that room in that hub. And I think to gradually get yourself there, I think that's what we're going to see. Now, again, I know everybody's going to say, Scott, you're such a One Wheel fanboy. You can't see the other side of all it.
There's been a few that have said that today.
They've already said that?
Not like that.
I mean, not exactly those words, but that's great.
You got to pick a side. You don't have to. You can be neutiral, but I'm not France. And so I'm going to pick a side.
Oh,
your
France.
geography lesson for today.
I thought you said I'm not for ants. And I was like, how does that make sense?
I'm not for ants.
But yeah, you can pick a side. No,
yeah, so I got no skin in the game. Vesque to me is a massive learning curve. Fun to have, like if I owned one, if somebody here's a Vesque, okay, great, and I had no skin in the game. But to have to tinker around on the app, the interface to me is not as friendly. The understanding that right now there is a smaller risk that your battery could malfunction and cause a problem and thing. That just I don't want to have to think about those things. And I love how Nico said it and FPV said, out of the box, hands down best. Out of the box right now, it is the best product that you don't have to do anything to. Now, Nico, you spoke of in a post that you would still need to do some things to make it advantageous for you. Because you said you almost had me. You almost had me getting a GT. It'd be sweet to see you on a GT. I'd love to see you at Race for the Rail.
Nico, I think you'd tear it up.
It'd be
fun.
fun.
Be on a GT.
It'd be fun to, but I understand where you come from on that. But what's the things that you speak of that you would be doing to the GTS to make it more of your style?
Outside of, is he talking outside of like the custom shaping as well? Like not being like there's things.
No, because he spoke of money he would put into it.
That was the other thing I was going to ask. You started looking into doing a Vesque. You started looking into taking a board and doing all this stuff. That added up very quickly.
It did.
As far as the price tag to make that up to what, so that I don't know. I cannot say that it would come out to the $3,200. I don't know that, but you have to have a one wheel. You have to then buy all these extra things. So I just curious, if it will, if it would add up.
Billy Shredder, who once was a one wheel guy and has gone to Vesc, is saying Vesque at Race to the Rail. Not gonna happen.
It won't happen.
There's no way.
It won't happen. No, there's no way that will happen.
I mean, I don't.
And in my opinion, for Future Motion, nor should it. It's their event.
Right.
So.
I think it'll all be. I think dirt surfers. I think all the events that are going to happen this year in races are going to show what's going to happen. And as much as I think one of the racers were in on the chat last week, and they were speaking of, it's not a race team, it's a factory team. We all know, wink, 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 factory team. Everybody was going to want to beat the factory team, the race team. You're going to want to beat them.
Yeah, because there's just a target on their back.
Yeah, for sure. So I do think the Vesque isn't going to get destroyed per se. I do think this will take people from buying a Vesque and go, I can get the power here, and I have customization of some of the easier things to customize, and they're going to go to that style versus getting a Vesque and having to tinker around with it. Truth, here, just go search. I've been smiling for a while here. I've been smiling at a lot of people selling GTs and Vesque boards all of a sudden. Why? So they can go get the GTS. Mm-hmm. Just scroll through. Who's selling what? I'm going to help my man, Jeff Adair. He's trying to sell one of his boards, and his selling pitch is this has got the pre-haptic buzz software on it, so you don't have the haptic buzz, but you don't get the custom shaping if you don't do the haptic buzz. So is that what you really want? But for him, it's a selling point. And then you got Brooks, who's a local guy here in Minnesota, selling his stuff, and he's trying. I got to assume it's to get their hands on a GTS. I think the GTS is going to mob, especially for our terrain here in Minnesota, in snow and hills and rocks. I think it's going to be the go-to board. But based on what I've seen, from obviously the vantage point of the factory team, it climbs. It's the videos that they're dropping. Awesome. I thought again, Lily, did you have any idea this was going to drop? There were
no.
It was last Thursday. We were just wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't create more of a runway for the announcement, to create more hype for a new product.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Why didn't they do that?
Yeah, and I'm trying to think back in what was it, 2020 when they did the Pint X and then they released the GT. Did they do the same thing? Was there a long runway?
I thought there was a longer runway. I thought.
And I can't remember.
I thought they announced it event coming Apple does. Because I'm getting notifications about Apple's event that's happening soon-ish. I know that's coming,
Yes.
So, I don't know. I don't remember. Someone probably could remind us.
I didn't see it coming. It said launching tomorrow, right? Wasn't that what they said? Just launching tomorrow?
Yeah, it was tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern.
Right. And so
whatever.
It was launching. It was what's launching? And then I thought the way they did the event, where it was pre-recorded in the woods, it had all kinds of details to it. I thought it was great. I think an interesting Easter egg for those that haven't got it, and they haven't mentioned anything about it, is that for the GTS, there is a new setting for your lights. There's another option besides on, off, and you can toggle down the brightness or up. You have this another feature that seems to it gives a green tint to the lights at least. Maybe it's low beams that you just click. I'm not sure what it is, but that's a thing on the new GTS. I wonder what the purpose of that is. I also have heard, I don't have a GTS here, that it's lower. Can you confirm that for me, Lily, on the website? I think the GTS, when it's 2 pounds lighter than the GT, it is faster, overall top speed to 25 miles an hour, which means you're going to get pushback later, which is phenomenal.
Lower. Yeah.
Lower.
Faster, lighter, lower.
So you're going to be more stable at higher speeds. The wider tire is going to give you more stability. I just think they're playing it right. It's going to be fun to watch this thing race against Vesque. And again, it's a lot of the racing comes down to the rider's style. But the most recent race I was at between a Vesque and a GT, which happens to be Nico in Austin, I believe Austin lost by seconds on a stock GT. 5 seconds. If Vesc can't come up with something to make up those 5 seconds, I think we just saw a board improve on the 5 seconds and then some. As long as the rider stays on the board, right? That's what I'm saying.
We're fighting words right there.
And I'm not against Nico. Like, I want to make sure everybody,
no.
we love Nico. But I am a fan of sports.
Okay, so then answer this: who is the GTS series for?
I think it's for everybody. I think it's for
because I don't disagree with that, but I also think it's future motion listening to those hardcore racers.
Who's the Ferrari for? The Ferrari that is running around on the street. Who's that for?
Not me.
Why?
Well, that's just
why?
Because
Why is
I'm
it
not driving that.
But why? Why couldn't you drive
if you
that?
had an opportunity, would you?
I don't know. I've literally never thought about that. So I definitely think there's like a crowd that doesn't care. I would be so nervous to drive that thing. I'd break that before I even put it in gear.
Nico, you seriously are the nicest person we know. He says,
Wait, what? How about me? You're married to him.
He said we.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Not
I didn't hear the we.
He just says Austin 100% would have beat me on the GTS. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. I think Billy put it in the chat. It's kind of a scary board with that much power straight out of the box. Really epic for the community, though. I know not everyone likes to ride DIY hardcore like the Vesc boys, but I think what he's saying is that it's not for the cruiser. Like, the cruiser doesn't need that. Will they still cruise with the GTS? Sure, but like, why do you have a board that's not really meant for cruising? It's meant for racing. Like, it's literally meant
that's
to
my
be
point.
challenged.
Why are there Ferraris in Minnesota?
Because
they're not racing them.
I think because people are they are greedy.
Because we live in an I want culture. I want this.
They want
that.
the best thing.
No,
they want the best thing.
that's it.
Ooh, that's
I
shiny.
want the best thing. So I think it's for everyone because there are going to be people.
I agree.
There's a 65-year-old man watching that going, I'll never go that fast, but I want the latest and greatest.
That's true.
And
that's true.
But that's what Billy's trying to say. Does that create... You still have to use your own common sense if the board is really good for you. It would not be a wise thing for me to jump on the board and think I know how to do it because I don't.
Fix My PEV says GT equals economy car, GTS equals sports car. I mean, that's a bit of what...
He's been full of Apple equals Sam. Like...
But that's what we're trying to say is I think it is for everyone. And I think there are going to be people that own Ferraris that never race the thing and never had it over the speed limit. And there's going to be other people that are going to get a Ferrari and they're going to go pay the $1,000 to be on a track to get the thing to be able to race. I just think you're going to have all of those levels. And I also think there's a small category of people that are going to get the board and it's going to inspire them to go race it and compete. And so and then there's going to be another category of the Clydesdale guys that struggle to get up hills, and they're gonna go, this is gonna be perfect. Yes. I can get up hills.
Yeah, I think they're gonna see that. But it's this. Yeah, I think they're definitely gonna see some improvement on that. And I don't necessarily think that's future motion trying to say, "Ha Vesque, we've got it better than you." You know, I don't think that's the attitude. I think they're just trying to provide something. They talked about it like off the trails. It's a trail board, like. It's not just for cruising. It's meant to get up and go. And so I say, well done, Future Motion.
Yeah, I also, with Floaty in there, he can back me up on this. Floaty and I are at the Riders Summit, and we are discussing these things. And Floaty was want to give me this 120-volt battery. Like, just give it to us. And we were discussing a lot of things that all of a sudden you've seen in the last month transpire from Onewheel. We asked, hey, why don't you have a team of people that are trying this stuff out before it gets to the public? Why don't you increase this? One of the discussions we had, I remember I think it was Kyle Hansen who started, and then I jumped on flat foot pads, and then a bunch of people jumping on flat foot pads. Get us back to what we had on the XR. And here we are. We have flat we're there. Like Onewheel they are catching up, and the reason they couldn't do all this stuff at the beginning is because they were wrapped up in a battle with a company a government agency I don't even want to talk about anymore. And now here you see on the other side, that's over, and bam! What I love about this, again, my opinion, it's Onewheel just saying, okay, case closed. Now look at what we're gonna do.
Well, here's what Floaty said. He just says, I mean, with or without Vesque, all of us would be asking for stronger boards that don't break either way. This might shut us up for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, you're those of us that are really loyal to Onewheel, like myself, and Floaty's one of them. Look at how many boards he's got and he's raced for, and it doesn't mean we don't like the other brands and companies. We totally enjoy them. But when it comes down to this Vesque thing or float wheel and all these things, we're going, hey, no, we're going to choose like there are Chevy people, Ford people, that used to be a real thing. And what we're just saying is like, oh, hey, Onewheel over here, the Ford is beating the Ferrari right now. Let's bolster our board up so we don't have to be so Stone Age. And Onewheel didn't just go, we'll match them. It's like, bloop, come up. And I just think that's what you're going to see with I just think competition breeds really good things in creativity and in ingenuity and things of that nature. So do I think, will the new Onewheel GTS destroy Vesque? I think inside races it will. I think as a niche thing in our community, no, it's here. It's here. And I think it's a good thing that it's here, and it's going to progress things. And I think there's always going to be people that are way smarter than me, like Nico, who can just break down every voltage thing and where that's going and how's that. Wonderful. Like, I didn't even know like that the old plug on the GT couldn't. That was one of the limiting factors why you couldn't have any more volts, was just the plug.
The plug. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was no way for it to upgrade a battery without that being changed. And so that's one of the things that's changed on the new board is I think we have a 3-prong on the GT right now. It's 4 prongs now on the GT. And it charges faster, which is
well
awesome.
Done. Yeah, that's awesome.
They do have a
because I
hypercharger.
ride my board and it battery's dead and I gotta get out and ride again so fast.
Yeah.
Right,
wow.
Holly.
Says Holly, who is not telling the truth one bit.
I do have to learn, but it's winter right now, so.
But again, I think we got another picture of I just think the marketing, even this over the last week of the GTS, we got one more picture of it in the sand that's just been so epic at the moment.
That's sick.
A great capture on camera right there. And then another tidbit for all of you, when you get your GTSs, I believe that on the box is a shot of the Onewheel with a set of feet on it, and I believe those would be the one and only. Oh no! Why am I all of a sudden drawing a blank on it? Who it is? Whose feet those are? No. Laser's feet. It's his feet on the board, which is funny.
Sweet. That's great.
So there you have it. When we get our board back, I gotta have an awkward moment here and grab the goat tire, which we got sent to us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's here. We'll get the review out before the end of the week. We have a stock board laying around here that we'll put this on either one of the kids' boards or whatever. But it's pretty sweet. I mean, it's no 7.5 inches wide or anything, but it's slick. And then here is they send you with goat milk that you put in as well.
Oh, clever.
And so they do have on the back bottle in bold letters, not for consumption. Thank you. I suppose if you're going to call it goat milk, there would be a chance that somebody would try to consume it.
Yeah, I mean, people drink goat milk.
Yeah.
People drink goat
So
milk.
the logo on here is of an actual goat with a bottle of milk in its mouth.
Wow.
Cute.
Clever, guys. Okay. Clever. How just the feel of the tire?
Is somebody
You think
asking
you'll like
that?
it? I'm
Or are you asking that?
She's
Because-
asking.
You have to wait for
they
the
lost
review.
me a long time ago.
They did?
Yeah,
Because
it
of
took
how
so
long
long
it
to get
took.
it here.
Like, I don't think that's fair.
Oh well,
Why?
that's just maybe me.
Well, when I buy something, I want to receive it within an appropriate amount of time. Is that too much to ask
No,
for?
I I just am like, meh.
Someone says their goat is their favorite tire.
Yeah, I'm excited about trying it. They didn't lose me. I have a lot of patience, my wife, to people
do.
trying to create new things. They weren't in control of everything. They had to work with an outside organization to get
understanding.
to the rubber and to create.
I would have waited to release the
All
tire
right.
then. Till I
Everybody,
knew I could
timestamp
supply.
this right now. You are the nicest person I know.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Timestamp
Nico
it.
gets 4th place.
Someone in the chat is offering to send you a Vesque.
They're offering to send me. Well, if you're
Can
gonna,
I send you Vesque? I think that's what they're saying.
I'm saying if somebody's sending it to me, I will write it and I will give a real thought on it. I've never stepped foot on a Vesque. So that's not me asking for something. If you want to send it, we will write it and give it a real opinion, and we will have no other Vesque board to compare it to because we've never rode Vesque. We went down that road. Nico helped me for a second, and then I realized how complicated it was, and I said, no, I am not willing to do that. I did that with drones the first time, and I was soldering stuff, and I think we're past that with Vesque. And I was just like, nope, I'm not. That's going to take the fun out of this. I'd rather do my writing and all those things. So if a Vesque comes across our studio, great. We'll get mobbing on it and give real thoughts to it. So, but I'm stoked on doing this review. We'll probably film it tomorrow and then drop it hopefully on Friday. Again, I have really good as I do my initial just testing on it. It's definitely a very different feel from Float Life's Enduro. It is not that at all. So it's got a flatter midsection, and they did do, I do think this is a nod to Float Life, who gave the treads to go to the edge. They were the first ones with the Enduro, and so the GOAT follows that. But the GOAT tire was going to do that back in February. I think that's where Holly's coming from.
Yeah, that's it.
Again.
Now, however, you did mention, just not to, I don't want to completely sound like I'm bashing. You would often say they updated you on what was happening.
They did.
Yeah.
We've had emails.
They
along the way.
communicated what was going on, and
so I actually had the privilege to talk to somebody from Flight Fins 2 weeks ago. I had a great conversation with them. And so I understand their thing, but this week we're going to slap that thing on. Now that we're in the studio, we'll do our first review of that tire it's going to be a good one to test. We got some freshly fallen snow, so we'll give that a go, and we'll get to some new trails out there. So thank you to Flight Fins for the tire. It'll be a fun one to review, as we've reviewed a ton of different tires. So really, really excited about that. So any other thoughts on the, I could spend all day talking about the GTS. Somebody's asking, when is mine coming? I don't know. You'll just have to stay tuned to see what happens.
I don't know.
Mysterious.
A little mysterious. It'd be sweet to give it a go. I would love to see what it rides and feels like. That lower stance on it, the flat foot pads. That's gonna be just gonna be sweet. So let's get to Halloween costumes. So many of you dressed up out there, and so we want to.
Their Onewheel as part of their costume.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see. Now there are some that are on here that've been around for years, but they're just, as I searched, is like, we got to put this one on here because it's my favorite and probably will always be. So here we go. First
recap for you.
Here is what people are posting out there. Here's your first picture of costumes on a Onewheel. Check this out right here. This is a shot from Craft and Ride, who is just recording a massive parade of
I was gonna
PEDs.
say, is this a group ride or just?
Yeah,
a
just the
parade?
other night.
Nice. Some are dressed up. Very
Yeah,
fun.
there's some wild costumes in there actually. Like, you can just slow it down and see it. Hit play again on that video just as people can catch. It starts with that big old truck of people or sound. I don't know what's going on in that.
Maybe
Looks like
music
fun.
Yeah, that would be a great group ride to be at.
It's a huge group ride.
If I was a pedestrian walking on the side of the street, I would definitely go the other way because that seems like something from Mad Max.
Yeah, it does.
Kind
I would
of.
be like, what is going on?
Yeah, like, what is happening? I didn't see this in anything saying this was going to happen. So That was a great post. Here is another one of costumes for Halloween, as I was just yesterday. This is from Onewheel Family. They all dressed up
That's
as ghosts, and then they
adorable.
apologized for everyone we've ghosted.
Ah,
That was their tag. It was super
it's a good
creative.
picture.
It really is. And that family always is great. Worth a follow. They're always posting pictures on One Wheels or around One Wheels. They're fun to follow. Keep going on. That's 2 of 10, so we got 8 more left to go. This one, I'm not sure who they're supposed to be, but I thought, okay, you're
Well,
right.
they're a skimboarder with a life jacket on, I suppose.
Safety
Or no,
first.
like a wakeboarder.
Yeah,
up with the
wake
handle?
skating, but
Wake
wake skating
skate?
doesn't require that rope unless they're trying to be like they're being pulled behind a boat. I don't know, but they're dressed up.
I'm glad they've got a life jacket.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
safety
goodness.
first.
Safety first. No
No,
helmet.
really
life
No
protect
helmet,
jacket.
but a life jacket.
That's funny.
Um,
And it looks like wrist guards. Ah!
Oh, wow.
I-
Is this,
Nightmare
who-
Before Christmas?
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Jack
so.
Skeleton?
I've never seen that movie.
I've never seen that
A lot of
movie.
people,
a good
say
one.
that's their November 1st movie they
It's
watch.
a good one because it's like a little bit of a mix between Halloween and Christmas.
Okay, I've never seen
It's
it.
a good one.
If you say so.
like
This
Tim
one
Burton.
so hard to ride
Yeah. Oh,
from North Dakota.
but also kind of a helmet.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a pumpkin hit the ground?
Yeah, I have.
It blows
not
up.
Not a good day for the pumpkin.
No, but that would be very difficult to ride. I just have to imagine. Plus, how awkwardly heavy that pumpkin has to be on their
I
head.
was also going to say they could not have made the triangles for their eyes any smaller.
Yeah, right.
Like it's like the size of the blade.
Yeah. But hey, if you saw that coming down the road, creepy. I thought this was great.
Oh, that's
A little dog dressed up.
adorable. Super Murph.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
But I was struggling to see. His back legs
so
right
our dog's dressed up really cute.
Wait,
there.
what?
Well, that's like somebody asking our kids dressed up any cute. It probably depends who's looking at them.
My sister dressed her dog up as a bumblebee.
Yeah.
That is adorable. What I'm looking at, I am not seeing the bumblebee.
It's hard to see. It's cute. I mean, it's funny. It puts a smile on your face. That's kind of the idea. Here's a family. This is Dave Stewart, and his family dressed up.
Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, so creative. No One Wheel's involved in this, but he's a pro rider and worth a mention. That's a great
And
family.
their family rocks.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow or Captain Hook.
That's fun. They made it.
That
with the
is
ship.
fun.
Yeah, I thought that was clever. Thank you to Flow Addicts for posting a series of great costumes. It was very clever. This is some of one of our
they're
faves
adorable.
around here. That is Fred and
Flintstones.
Wilma.
Meet the Flintstones.
And that is
Cute.
Kyle Hansen and Allie.
That's adorable.
Cute guys.
Yes, very, very, very cute. Do we have one more? This is my two more.
Three more.
Three more. I can't see teeny fingers. This is always a
Silver
good.
Surfer.
Yeah, that always is like somebody every year is doing that, and it's just how would you not? I mean, it's such an easy costume to do. I mean, besides you're painting yourself silver, but it's like, yeah, you just automatically look like Silver Surfer.
You do.
Plus, that dude's jacked. This one's clever. They show you how they build it and everything. Flight fins, zips up. I'm not sure who they are.
Float Gang, Colorado, maybe?
Yeah, but I don't know who
Oh,
they're
that's
dressed up as.
sick. Yeah, I don't know either.
Astro Boy? No.
If you go and listen to it, the music,
It's a Mega Man. But who is that? I don't know. Let me Google him.
when you listen to it, they have sound effects and everything. It's so clever.
Mega Man is Japanese science fiction.
Oh, there you go. How'd you catch up the Mega Man? Is it in the comment?
It's on the caption.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Well, there
so
you go.
good. Well done.
And then this is the last one. This is an oldie, but the best one I've ever seen and will
Yeah,
probably
so
ever see
funny.
because I'm a Star Wars guy. The sound effects in that are great. I mean, why would hit that again?
Well done.
And the reason that you don't get to see who posts that because everyone known to man has ever posted that for sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, Casey Neistat even had them.
He didn't
in
do
one of
that.
No, he had that. Those people come and do it, didn't?
What?
He had a video with them, or were they just in
What
New
are you
York?
talking about?
What?
It was
Did we
a
miss
Casey
it?
Neistat video from ages ago.
Of that?
It wasn't Casey. Casey was
I know.
vlogging, and maybe they were just in New York, or somebody.
I
did that.
remember the video with Casey Neistat and he had Aladdin.
Yes.
in Silver Surfer.
I'll have to do some research on
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it might have just been somebody in New York coming by and like, hey, Casey.
Floyd McFly is saying, that's my boy from L.A.
Mega
Mega
Man.
Man, there you go. Yeah, that was impressive. I was impressed with that. I wish we could play the sound, but we don't own the rights to it, so we can't do that at all. But
Go and watch it.
you can go look it up. Thanks for everybody that dressed up. Thank you for all of those that make those videos fun to watch and look at and things of that nature. Is that it? Is that all the videos we have loaded up there? Are we missing something? That was it. All right, our production team on the other side of the studio giving thumbs up. Today we are nice and warm.
That was great. I love the new studio. I hope everyone else does.
I know. I mean, we're stoked upon it. Like I said,
It's awesome.
we got some tweaks we got to do. Like I said, we got to get some banners up. Not sure where to put them. Some of the banners we have are ginormous.
Yeah.
In an itty bitty little teeny space.
Yeah. So we got to figure out how to get these. We got to figure out how to get a shrinking machine or something to shrink some things down. And then we're going to put some stuff on the front of our desks. Some people said when they saw us go live on Sunday, they said, "Oh, I wasn't ready not to see your legs." I don't know how that was why that was such a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like this look. This is sick.
Yes.
good.
Tyler is asking me, wait, you've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas? I have never seen it. I'm not sure why. I'm a big Christmas guy.
Tim Burton's great.
I love all of his movies.
Then you should
the
watch
clay
it.
Animations he's done down to Edward Scissorhand. I like all of them.
You should watch it then.
What's the one he did? The musical?
It's old at this point.
Yeah,
like it's
I'm
very
aware of
old.
that.
So there's.
What's the barber shop one?
Oh, with
that-
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that Tim Burton does. That's a
Yeah.
great one.
That's weird.
Have you seen that one though?
I'm trying to find what. I mean, yeah, he's done so much.
I guess
Johnny-
that's a no.
He
You've not
tends
seen
to
that.
have some of the same characters.
Which one are you talking about?
It's Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, and he's a barber. It's in a barber
barber.
shop. And I believe the barber always is doing murder, but it's a musical by Tim Burton.
I don't know.
Well,
I
how
don't
about
think I've seen
can
it.
you look up
Is it Sweeney
Johnny
Todd?
Depp?
It's Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd? There it is. That's what it
Oh,
is.
I know what that is. I don't think I've ever seen that.
You, as a musical girl, would love it, maybe,
Okay.
kind of,
See?
but
I
probably
don't know.
not.
Are you a Johnny Depp fan?
So sometimes. Your face.
Yes, I'm a Johnny Depp fan.
I don't mind him.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, and we're off a little bit on the one.
He wrote a one wheel?
No,
Oh. Okay.
but to go back to Johnny Depp and then the whole trial he had. What's his ex-wife's name?
Amber Heard.
Amber
Yeah,
Heard.
I'm totally blown away that she's in the new Aquaman that's coming out.
Why?
I just
She
thought
was in it, the
I
first
know,
one.
but just with all of that craziness, I'm like, I would have just thought in the cancel culture we are.
I think
she would've
that's
got
pretty.
canceled.
We're
I think
growing
they're-
up a little bit.
She might have already been under contract before that whole thing happened.
Ooh, fair
so
But
you
I would
can't-
think that would be breach of contract.
The
No?
that
trial
was
would be
part
a
of
breach
that was part of
contract?
her complaint or something with Johnny. That was part of that. Like she couldn't.
I don't
get
know, but
roles.
we watched that show on Netflix. It was
Why?
a waste of time.
Why would you do that?
That was
I don't remember. It was earlier.
You must have been really bored.
It was an easy one to go. Sure.
No, never would I.
It was a waste of time.
Now, if it was a
Because you
documentary,
know how it ends.
right? And they're just
Well-
showing the clips of what they already had showed
Yeah, but
live
just because
streaming.
you know how something
Yeah,
ends
you
doesn't
got to
mean it's
see
not.
a lot of like what YouTubers were putting out during the trial, which was interesting.
Okay, if you say so. If you say so.
Shined a light on how
Yeah.
sad some things are.
I understand.
It's true.
Okay, one last thing. Let's go back to the GT. Put up the first picture of the GT, if you would, please, with all the stats on it. And it's, again, the Tiffany blue is awesome. I think that's a nod back to the blue of the first one wheel.
Yeah, I do like that.
Are we okay with now losing range?
Oh, I didn't.
You have
even
16 to 25 miles in range.
I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
So it's a
I don't-
smaller battery. Here's the deal with it. It's a smaller battery, so that's why it's 2 pounds lighter. Therefore, it
But it
impacts your
charges
range.
faster.
It charges faster because it's a smaller battery, and the charger's a little bit. I think it's a 2.5 amp charger versus 2. So it charges just a little bit faster on a bigger or smaller battery. So it's lighter. Do you care? Are you really that? If you're going for that speed, do you care?
No. No, because when you look at any type of, so you think of race for the rails. You need your board a race, and then you have time to charge. You're fine. You think of other races. If you're racing with this board, you got plenty of time to. You have to charge anyways, so it doesn't make a difference at all.
Okay. I think that, again, somebody said, I saw it in some thread somewhere, oh man, you're going from 20, or you're going 16 to 25 miles in range. I feel like they're going, that's such a broad gap. Why would that be? I think it's how you use the power. So you can consume more of the battery percentage quicker, so therefore your range would be drastically impeded.
Okay.
So I think that's why you have the 16 to 25 mile range, and I just think if it's built for racing, I think probably it's not your only board. And what does the GT say it's worth? Does the GT say 20, or is it 30 miles?
Range 20 to 32.
Okay, so you got a lot more range there. So I just think you almost own both, I guess.
Oh,
that would be ideal.
Oh,
I'll take one of everything, please.
Well, when you own both, then you have a board to take somebody out. Like Lily's issue. What's your issue when it comes to boards and being married?
My husband has an XR and it just doesn't work. I mean, it works, but
it would work. You probably don't want to switch.
I ride the XR more often so that he can ride the GT because he's a bigger guy and it dies on him.
Right. So you having two GTs of similar power, not power, but just similar range and things, you'd be able to get further. Like, if Lily's husband got a GTS, I almost would think it would be interesting. It'll be interesting to see those two, because I think it comes down to riders. I think if we get a GTS around here, I think Lily and I going racing them, I think it's you still have to be willing to go that fast. That's what it really comes down to on the GTS. You still have to be willing to go that fast, and I think it's a learning curve. So I think, yeah. Shane comes in and says Vesque can be more power if done right. And that goes back to your ability to mess around with the settings in the thing. And those are the things that, like, again, I think is cool for the Vesque is the community is really strong. Like you like Nico in here, so he still likes Onewheel community people. He's not you ride a Onewheel GT, we can't be friends. That would be foolish, right? He's not saying that.
Vesque and go home.
Yeah, he's not doing that. But Nico knows how to get the most out of his board. And he goes, like, it's fun to hear him at races talk about, I just went and I just tweaked this one little thing, and all of a sudden it unlocked my board to do this. He loves that, and he can do that. And that's what's so cool to watch. Now what happens? And I think over time we're going to get to see exactly what happens with Vesque now, as Vesque has to now move up a little bit, and it'll be, again, just go on record, it's going to be a great one-wheel racing season, and it hasn't even started. We're still in the off-season.
It's going to be great.
The big question before we land the plane, and those in the chat, please help her decide. Are you going to stay amateur or go pro?
I have a lot of time to decide that.
Not really.
Up until May. I mean...
No, if you're going to go pro, you got to start training.
Yeah, but it's winter. I just don't live in a good place for this.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't train on snow and then go and ride a different train and think it's going to be similar.
That's probably where
I have to travel.
You have an advantage. You have to go ride on snow.
It's the same at all.
Oh, right there. MQT. Pro.
Guess we'll see. I don't know.
That was fast. He didn't have to think about it.
Maybe I will go pro at some point.
What?
In time. I can't divulge all my
plans. You gotta hold it back a little bit.
I don't have any plans.
She's holding out on us. That's what I think she's trying to say. She's holding out. And are you gonna show up and ride this year?
Let's go, Holly.
I'm gonna get on one wheel. Oh, at a race. Are you gonna watch the 4-year-old?
He sorted himself out. Mm-hmm. I watched him one race, and he went into the
lost him.
No, he was in the vicinity, and he was perfectly fine.
I am gonna get on a one wheel this year.
Get it.
MQT says, if you're going to do a Spartan race, you got to go pro. Oh, man, this guy.
I'm very
Thank
excited
you.
for that Spartan race.
Lily,
Very excited.
Lily and I, along with Dwayne, a good friend of ours, we're going to do a big old Spartan race in Washington State, which is
Jordan wants to do it too.
Yeah, he said he's in next September.
September. So there's 4 of us now going to go do this.
We should, yeah.
And it's
Jenny
gonna,
Adams has done something like that too.
She has. It's a
Friend-
30-mile
friends of
race, 60 obstacles. And when we first heard about it, we thought it was going to be 60 obstacles of like nothing, like just jumping jacks and stuff. And then we saw a video of our friend doing
that.
it. And it's like legit. It's like,
It's
what?
legit.
What is happening
Gotta
here?
move some weight and stuff.
So we're in it. I would be interesting. I never looked up, Lil, did you, if men and women have different?
No, I didn't look that up.
Okay. It'd be.
In the video that I watched, I saw men and women doing the same things, but I don't know if there's different weights.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yes, how?
It was off topic.
Okay. There you have it.
What a
Enjoy the-
great day.
enjoy.
Welcome to the new studio, everyone.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the new look. Stick around, watch another video if you'd like. We just did our 3rd stage, and we could really use your help. This is the thumbnail you're looking for right after this. Go find this thumbnail and watch it. It's like a 6-minute video. Maybe we didn't put it in there. Not that one. We have a different from our Dirt Surfers race. We have a thumbnail of what you're going to go look for to be able to watch us compete in stage 3 of Dirt Surfers. I know we're real late. We have so much content. Just be patient. Here is the thumbnail you're looking for right here, Dirt Surfers. You're going to go check that out. Not the Introducing Us series or that. I wasn't paying attention that we were just clicking through images and
We were
She
just
was.
clicking through, and I
But
went up
save
and
the date.
said, none of
Save the
those
date
are
for
right.
Dirt surfers. Save the date.
yes, those
But
are all.
here's the image
Scott,
you want to see.
Nico says you definitely cheated. I completely
Wait,
agree.
Nico, are you saying that without watching it or did
No,
you
he said
watch
I
it?
He
just
said he
watched
just watched
that.
it.
It's so
I cheat?
blatant.
It was
It's-
1, 2, 3, go. I can't help it that she's so slow.
No. We did rock, paper, scissors for the whole shot. I got the whole shot, and then you went.
And then go happened and I just was faster.
No, it was understood that whoever wins.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, I had no
Oh,
idea.
man.
the whole
This sums
time.
it up today. Papa Pump says something we can all agree on. The S-Series release, and GT for that matter, can only improve the sport.
Agree.
Okay, go watch that video right after this. It's like only 5 to 6 minutes. We actually do a rescue mission of somebody at Dirt Surfers that, well, just watch it. It was an unlikely
a fun
thing.
time.
It was a pretty good time, but it just captures a moment in history of one-wheel sport that we love. We've got more stages to come. Inside those, I think stage 4 in between or after that, we do the pro race. That's coming in it. And we got a whole bunch more stuff now that we're in the studio to get to you. So stay tuned for some great one-wheel content to get us to the next season, everybody. Thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up on this video. Write your real opinion in the comments so everybody coming along can read it, and subscribe to the channel. We are so glad to be with you. We'll be back here next week with a one-wheel pro talking about the GTS. We're going to try to get one of the factory team people in. They're off filming on a location, and so one of them, Bodie, was going to be kind enough to jump in today, and I just said, hey, get to the filming, and then
Thing, man, do your thing.
and then we'll come back, hopefully next week, having one of them to talk about the GTS and all of the great things. And maybe by then we will have gotten our feet on one to share our thoughts on it. So have a great week, everybody. Get out there and ride before snow falls in your area this year.
Merry November.
Merry November. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Adios, everybody.